Good morning, everyone. Wow, this is lame. This is really, really lame. Good morning, Marcy. Congratulations on being first. Good morning, Sean, or good afternoon, Sean, or whatever it is, wherever you are. Congratulations on being second. Judges agree. Welcome to Facts and Friends. We make some coffee and or tea if you're Sean. Good morning, Wendy. Good to see you. And we just talk lame, lame, lame is what I have to say about this morning, except that we have some really exciting stuff too, specifically about me and you guys. So a couple days ago, we noticed, hey, this is not broadcasting on Twitter. And Periscope is going away and it's connected to Twitter. Twitter owns Periscope or something. Hey, Cindy. So what's going on? Because what happens is when I start the broadcast through the software that I use, it then goes out to a company called Restream, which then goes out to Periscope, which then shows up on my Twitter, and whatever the topic might be. For example, today's topic, I just called it Tax and Friends, because it's tax day, everybody. If you're in the United States, April 15th is tax day, except this year. It's been pushed off. Have I done my taxes this year? Come on. No. Do I have the simplest taxes I've probably ever had? Yes, by far. I didn't work. There was no work for me. I did a little bit. I probably have to declare some kind of tax thing on Patreon. Made a little bit of money off of that. YouTube has sent me money. I don't know. Morning, Phil. I have to look into that. But anyway, the deadline has been extended. Usually I like to get things done as soon as I can so that I can get my tax refund. Since President Tax passed his Trump plan a couple of years ago, I know what I said, there was no incentive for me because I stopped getting my refunds. When the Trump tax plan passed, it killed actors because we stopped being able to deduct all of the stuff that we need to do. For example, if I have an audition and they're looking for a specific type of character or whatever, especially in the days when you would go in to do an audition, you would go and purchase some sort of clothing, and I wouldn't go overboard. I would go to a thrift store or whatever, and they want a lab coat. I don't have a lab coat. I better go get a lab coat. And I'd find a lab coat for $5-10 or whatever. And then the trip there and back, it was all tax deductible mileage and stuff like that. So I would usually get a pretty hefty refund. Plus, I used to actually work, and so I would get money back. And then after the Trump tax plan passed, tax. So the incentive for me to get the taxes done early wasn't there. So the last couple of years, I have not been filing my taxes until I have to file my taxes. I should file my taxes now. I have to teach Kevinly daughter how to do her taxes because I've been doing her taxes up until now. Good morning, Allison. Big news for you in a second. So I have to show Kevinly daughter how to do her taxes, and then I can send her off into the world. Death and taxes. I've already showed her how to die. So when I had my heart attack a couple of years ago, back when I was a young man of only 47, I can't remember. We're going to have Kevinly daughter come and tell the story. I didn't want him to worry. So I just told my kids, hey, I'm in the hospital. Come on down. Take a visit. I'm fine. So I died on the operating table. And I came back. It didn't take. They pumped me full of, I don't know, I'm guessing caffeine. No, they shoot some adrenaline into your body. Some indifference. They shoot some indifference into your body, also known as Deserol, adrenaline, Gatorade. That's what it is, and you come back to life. Your heart starts pumping again. So 2 things in life inevitable: death, taxes. I've shown her how to die. I've shown her how to come back. Please, I don't want to be worshipped. Yes, there might have been a guy 2,000 years ago who went into a coma from loss of blood, from being nailed to a cross, and he might have come back 3 days later, which actually happens all the time. Not unusual in the medical community at all. But it's important that we continue to make sure that women can't get abortions in his name. You know, like if you're raped or 14 or whatever. All important stuff. Boy, I'm being controversial today. People, do your taxes. How's that? Is that better? I'm not pro-abortion. I'm not a big fan of abortion. I'm not a big fan. I'm a less of a fan of telling people, no, you can't get an abortion when you really need an abortion. So there's a middle ground to be walked there. And it's no one wants to walk that ground. Good morning. So let's see. It's coffee. My son is off school. Easter holidays. Wait, what? England has Easter at a different time? I don't think that's a thing. I think your kid just is not going to school. Pretty sure that's what's going on, sheep. Yeah, there's no school today, Daddy. Yes, it's Easter. For Easter, they give you all 2 months this year because of COVID. Just like in America, they don't have taxes today. Your kid's lying to you, Sean. Big news. Allison was generous enough a few weeks ago. I need new runners or blades for my skates because they are down to the hub. I'll show you. I've got my skates right over here. One moment, please. 2 weeks off for Easter. No, Sean, they don't get 2 weeks off for Easter. Your kids have told you they have 2 weeks off. Nobody gets 2 weeks off for Easter. By the way, that's why I'm a big fan of Jesus and all of his workings and teachings, because he provided us with a lot of great holidays. So that's nice. This here is a skate. That's a skate cover. That here on the bottom, that knife thing, that is a blade. My blade is so small now that they can no longer put it on a sharpener. You have to have a certain amount so that the sharpener can hold it and do the sharpening. So I needed new blades, and there's a company that makes blades for my skate they're pretty good. It's a company called Blade Tech, and they were doing an Instagram the other day, and you could guess the answer to a trivia question, and then you got some free blades. We tried, and the answer, the trivia question was, what's this guy's middle name? It starts with a W. And right away, my name being Kevin Williams, before they even got to the end of the double Williams, I typed in William, though. I typed in Williams and then deleted the S. Because if your name is Williams and you try and type William, you will finish that. If your name is Kevin, never live in a city called Kenmore, which I did. Because every single time you try and type Kenmore, that VIN will your fingers do it before you even... Muscle memory. It's the only kind of memory I have, really. I think. I was going to say something about memory. What was it? Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, I have something directly in front of me, so I'll talk about that. So we didn't win the prize because the Instagram chat room is all wacky. I didn't even finish what I was talking about earlier. We'll get to that. But more importantly, we will get to that because I'm watching myself. I can see what you guys see on your screen, and I see myself right there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, Twitter's way behind. If you want to join us, try joining us on YouTube. YouTube.com/KevinLeeFather. Let's see if anyone's actually watching on Twitter right now. We can't see it. Everything's changed with the restream. Wow, that was there's like a 30-second delay on Twitter. So what happened was we didn't win the trivia contest, despite I'm sure I was the first one to answer, but no, I'm sure everybody out there was like, but I said William. I guessed William in the chat room. This is me typing, by the way. You guys can't see my fingers. I should do it up here. I said William because that's how people type, or like this on their phone. Or if they have an iPhone, they have to use 2 thumbs. iPhone. If people chat with me on their phone, if people respond to a text, and I find out that they have an iPhone, I appreciate it more. especially back in the old days. The Androids are so technologically superior to the iPhones. We had swipe like 10 years ago. Some of you iPhone people are still doing the peck, peck, peck with your thumbs. But we had really good speech recognition. I'd say, hey, would you like to come to the store and buy milk? Yeah. You know what? Actually, I don't need milk. We got lots of milk here, so I'm good. You just press the button to do speech recognition. We were doing that with the Android forever ago. Apple was not up to it. I think Periscope is still there, is the answer. I don't know. No, Twitter's always been a little bit behind, which is why I've been hesitant to do any kind of contest or anything, because everybody watching on Twitter can't join us. Apparently, one viewer is watching us on Twitter right now. Me. That's it. The stats for Twitter, where it used to show me like 20, 30, 40 people or whatever are watching on Twitter, they don't exist anymore on my screen. So I'm not sure what's going on. And in terms of Twitter itself, I can see what's on the profile. I'll show you guys. The title that gets spread across everyone, today's title is Tax and Friends. Instead of Facts and Friends, instead of Fucks and Friends, instead of Fox and Friends. Get it? Nothing you get. Tax and Friends on the live stream with your chat. And then in brackets, you're the friends. See, in case there was some confusion there, because it's a 4-level skip before we actually get to Fox and Friends, which we might not even get to today. Good morning, Andy. Is Twitter slow? Yeah, we're way slow. Marcy, come back. Come back to the light. Come back to YouTube. YouTube.com/KevinLeeFather is the best place to watch if you're watching on Twitter. Right now, 3 people are watching on Twitter. One of them being Marcy, one of them being me, and then another mystery twit. So if you're that mystery twit, come on over to YouTube. I'm almost out of coffee, but you know what? I'm going to power through. I'm going to keep going. At about 7:30, I got to let you guys go, which is, I have no idea what time your time. Especially the mystery twit. This is what I was going to show you. Still, I'm going to get to Allison. Allison probably has to work today. She's just waiting. She's got her coffee mug, her to-go coffee mug, and her keys in her hand. The car's running outside. And I'm like, wait, how are your keys? Maybe she's in her car waiting to drive. Maybe she's driving and watching at the same time because she lives dangerously. So, our friend Allison did something good, but wait, I'm going to show you this. We're just all over the place. And I'm fine with it. I think you guys are fine. The nice thing about you people is you're able to keep up, I'm guessing. Here's what it says. The title, hold on, I'll show you the title. Here's the title, right? Here's the title right here. I can do it. Tax and Friends on the live stream with your chat. You're the friends. And then there's underneath that, there's a description if you want it and all of that stuff, okay? But with the new Periscope, this is all it says. Kevin Williams. Live via Restream.io, which means nothing to anybody. That is the website that then shoots out the broadcast to all those other platforms. But that's it. Just Kevin Williams. And surprisingly, there's only one viewer. Me. So there's some work to be done. I'm not blaming Restream at all. Restream does a wonderful job as a service. They really do. And we just entered infinity there for a moment. Yeah, Periscope. So Periscope, I don't think is there anymore. But in order to broadcast, it has to go through Periscope. And so the title is not being pushed or something. I don't know. Back to the skate story. Let's talk a little bit more about me. So we did not win the pair of blades. Blades are about $100. Allison had decided to, in her magnanimous generosity, to send in like $25 over the PayPal to help pay for my skate blades, which I tremendously appreciated. And then when she found out that skate blades, like decent skate blades, were actually about $100, she sent in another $75. So she paid for the blades altogether, which was wonderful. Here they are. They got here yesterday. But wait, there's more. They come in a case. There's 2 blades or runners in here. And the cool part is when you open them up, you go like swing. Wow, look at that shine. Look at that shine there. There we go. Look at that. You guys can see yourself. Smile. Right? So these are the blades. They're pretty fancy. It gets better. So Allison was incredibly generous. It just so happened that the day I went to buy the blades are about $100. They sent me a thing, Blade Tech. Jeffrey over there at Blade Tech is an absolute wonderful. He's a founder. He's the inventor. What else is he? Hold on. Jeffrey is the founder and the president. And he does the sharpening and other services himself. You can get blades that are colored. I just went with the lowest route. I mean, when people are donating to me to buy the blades, I'm not going to go and get the high-end stuff. This is high-end of itself, but you can spend more money. But one of the things they're able to do over there at Blade Tech is they are able to etch into the blades themselves. They have a special machine that does that. And that's, I think, $15. So saving 15% off 100, that was about $15. And I decided to use that $15 myself. And check this out. See this? Hold on. I'm going to shine this up because I got my fingerprints over it now because I'm all greasy. I'm just a greasy individual. Hold on. Look at this. Allison, if you're driving right now, pull over. I want to show you this. Thank you very much to Allison. Allison on the web, she goes by Allison Stormborn, which is not her actual last name. That's a Game of Thrones reference right there. So Stormborn is what Allison goes by, which is kind of cool. This is what I got etched here. See how shiny that is? It's like this goal, courtesy of Allison Skateboard. And look, who's that? Let's see if I can get the shine off of it. Who's that? That is Allison. It's too shiny to really show up. Maybe someday you'll see it in person, Allison. But see, first off, it's Skateborn instead of Stormborn, because that's not your real name anyway. I thought that would be cute. And then there's a little picture of Allison. Hi, Allison. See that? Which is really cool. Oh, don't go into the light, Allison. There. I could probably match it up on the Twitter profile too. So thank you very much, Allison. I tremendously appreciate this. Look how shiny those are. Hopefully at some point there's a possibility if it deflects off of me or goes in off my helmet, I might actually score a goal wearing these blades. And at that point, I will then, in my celebration, or what they call the celly in hockey, is I'll just like hold up my skate for people to read. Just like hold it up and be like, folks, I'll lie on my back. I'll lie down on my back on the ice, which is typically how I score goals, and just raise up my feet. I don't remember all my goals. It's not very nice of me. It's very nice of Allison. It's very nice of all of you. You guys are all so generous. Allison's at home with a big cup of tea. Excellent. I hope that you're enjoying that tea. And when I do score a goal, that goal will be dedicated to you, Allison. Morning, Tracy. Good to see you. Stephanie, good to see you. I am almost out of time, kids. I am substituting in a match, a netsing match. Tennis for you Americans. There are some ladies who play on Thursday mornings. One of the ladies has a court at her house. Wonderful people. I would like a court at my house one day. I would like a house one day. But honestly, I'm super happy with my Allison blades. Look at those. Look at that. Look at Allison up in there. See that little picture of Allison? Oh, boy, that's right there. If you're on the Twitters, go to Allison's profile right there. That's her right there. And Jeffrey, I'm not an artist by any means. I tried to make that work on my phone, convert her profile into line art using an app called PixArt. And then Jeffrey over there at Blade Tech, he fixed it up good. He did a great job of it. So head to bladetechhockey.com. Actually, I'm not sure that's it. Is it? Yeah, bladetechhockey.com. Sorry, bladetechhockey.ca. It's Canadian, so they know their hockey up there in Canada. They're fucking awesome. So if you're interested in skate blades at some point, head on over to Blade Tech Hockey. This is all part of the bigger picture too, that Marcy and producer Debbie and producer Joanna and so many of you are helping out with otherwise. Hey, if you'd like to help me out right now, become a patron. Go to kevinleefather.com. Use the Cash App if you already have it. Send a few bucks to Kevin Lee Father. PayPal, Venmo, or if you don't have the Cash App and you live in the United States, use that link up at the top there, that Cash App link, and that'll get you a free sharpening. So I'm going to talk to Mr. Jeffrey over there at Blade Tech, and maybe once I get my sharpener, thanks to you guys, I will hook up with him and maybe we'll sell Blade Tech blades or something. I don't know. But thank you very much to Blade Tech for all of that. Are there 12 people in here? 13. According to Restream. How many people are on Twitter? 0 viewers. I'm watching it right now, but there are 0 viewers on Twitter. Somebody's on Twitch. Welcome, Twitch. Nobody's watching me on Facebook right now. I don't know. Oh, yeah, on Facebook, I think it also goes by, it just says Kevin Williams on Facebook. But then under the title, there's something else as well. I better put these blades away. I don't want to get them damaged. So when you get your blades from Blade Tech, it comes with a case as well. Look at that. So you put that back in the case. This is exciting for everyone. Wow. He put his skate blades back in. I might just leave those out at some point before I mount them onto my skates so I can just see Allison's little avatar. So thank you very much to Allison Skateboard for that. It's 7:22 in the morning here. I have to get going around 7:30 because to finish that story about the NetSync, the tennis, there's a couple of the ladies who play on Thursday mornings that are down and out for the count. One of them being producer Joanna. Producer Joanna just got knee vaccines yesterday. So it's really cool from what I understand. Her knees are just gone. She has no more. What happened was she was playing NetSync tennis and she ran to the net. You're not allowed to touch the net, right? And so I hit the ball over to her side, and her side, it came in, it was bouncing really close to the net. So she ran up to the net to hit the ball back to my side, and she succeeded, and it landed in. But you're not allowed to touch the net, right? So she pulled up, but she was running so fast and she pulled up so hard that both of her kneecaps just popped off, right? And she just fell to the ground screaming in pain. That happens though. As you get older, you'll see. Not the producer Joanne is getting older. Time has stopped for her. But if you stop too suddenly, both your kneecaps will fly off. So just be careful as you're exercising. As you reach, I think Joanna is probably coming up on her 40s. Oh, hey, unrelated to that, it is producer Joanna's birthday tomorrow. It was at Random's birthday yesterday. This is the birthday month for the Kevin Lee family. Because it's producer Joanna's birthday tomorrow, I told her that she can I think I'm being attacked by an Air Force here. I told her that she can choose the movie for tomorrow night's Pluto TV movie night, which is probably a mistake. Oh, you know what? She said, I want to watch this Barbra Streisand movie. Is that okay? And I was like, but she couldn't see me because it was over chat. But yeah, she's like, can we watch The Way We Were? As long as that movie's on Pluto. And I'm really hoping that it's not. I don't want to watch a Barbra Streisand. Anyway, so we might be watching a Barbra Streisand movie. She lives in Barbra Streisand's world. She's a gay man, is what producer Joanne is. Anyway, both of her kneecaps popped off. One of them hit the net, so I called it out. So I took the point. Those are the rules. You cannot touch the net with any part of your body or clothing or racket. So she's got to learn. She'll never learn. Maybe we'll watch Yentl. I have no idea. We got 5 minutes left, kids. So I'll be subbing in because... so she got vaccines in her knees yesterday, and they injected some sort of fluid into her knees under the meniscus tendon gel. So she's basically got Dr. Scholl's inserts beneath her knees right now. So she's not supposed to play today. So I get to sub in for her. One of the other ladies is, I don't know, undergoing a foot replacement surgery. I have no idea. But they're all they've asked me to play along today. And since I'm not very good, they pretty much will they'll try and get me to wager. I'm not going to fall for it. Let's watch just the opening of the Fox and Friends here together, and then we'll say adieu, adieu, adieu.
Ellie, you've never hung out with me.
You stayed up till midnight in 8th grade?
I think so. I was allowed to watch the monologue for Johnny Carson, and my parents used to go, why? It's terrible. He always makes fun of it. And I go, that's the point of it. That's something for a little bit later. But I wonder,
That tells us a lot about Brian's childhood. His parents hated Johnny Carson.
should know this. What is the curfew in Nashville, in Tennessee now? Is it up to?
I think it's 2. I was there
They're allowed to go up to 2 o'clock?
A couple of weeks ago. I think it's up to 2 o'clock.
If you want that state to thrive, open up the bars.
Do you guys want to listen to them, or do we want to talk about producer Joanna's niece? Because I know a little bit about it. Let me know if you want to know what she got. I'm sure she can tell you guys in the chat room if you're in the Twitter chat room.
A little bit later.
You should just call one of your friends. You know all of the singers. You made them all famous, and they all have a bar.
Singers? Did she just pronounce the G?
In Nashville, in Tennessee now. Is it up to?
I think it's 2. I was there
They're allowed to go up to 2 o'clock?
A couple of weeks ago. I think it's up to 2 o'clock.
If you want that state to thrive, open up the bars a little bit later.
You should just call one of your friends. You know all of the singers. You made them all famous, and they all have a bar down there.
She did say singers. Is that a thing? Do people say the G when they say singers? It's in there. I have no problem with it. But an ing, you usually don't pronounce the G. That's what I'm thinking.
Nashville.
FGL House just off Broadway is exceptional.
Right.
It's got about 3 floors, different themes, all
Redneck
of them.
Riviera.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
Right. And they got a great tribute to veterans there. They have all the cool.
She just called it the Redneck Riviera, which is what it's known as. Boy, when a liberal says that, oh, that's racist. Is it like the N-word for black people? Is that how the Redneck Riviera works?
You do.
In the bars.
And you can buy a bottle of whiskey. Is that what he sells? Whiskey,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not into the hard alcohol like you are, Ainsley, so I don't really know. More of a beer guy. Meanwhile, 2 minutes after the top of the
Pete. Pete's filling
Thank
in
you
for
for having
Steve.
me. Good to be here.
Hi, Pete.
Hi, Brian.
I'll start again.
Sorry.
It's okay. Griff Jenkins.
They're having a good time. I have no problem with that. I think people enjoy the banter. I wish I had someone with which to banter. With whom to banter, sorry.
There's us live outside the Supreme Court as Democrats are expected to announce their plan to get this, add 4 more justices. This broke last night, Griff.
So Democrats are about to announce their plan. It doesn't matter what anybody in the House says. This is Biden's decision. If the Democrats decide they're going to announce their plan, if the House Democrats decide they're going to bump up the Supreme Court to 13 or 15 or 23 or 112, why? Knock it off. That's Biden's territory. The House has nothing to do with it. All you're doing is just adding to the nonsense. Biden has the right as president, as the executive, to balance the Supreme Court in whichever way he chooses.
Griff.
Good morning, Brian, Pete, Ainsley. Look, so much for the president's 36-person, 6-month commission to study packing the court.
There is that. There's a commission to study what to do with the Supreme Court, not to pack it. Pack it, like it's a box, and only so many justices can fit in there. And they're like, okay, move over, Sotomayor. I can't breathe. So the first 2 justices that popped into my head were Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Scalia. And I was like, well, pretty sure their bodies aren't there, so I can't really use that in the... Who's left, right? Sotomayor was the 3rd one that popped into my head. Kennedy, he's gone. See? I'm so old. Move over, Justice Berger. I want a Justice Burger. That's got to be on the menu at a Washington, D.C. restaurant. Stephanie, you're very welcome. I'm always happy to do this. It's 7:30, but let's watch a little bit more. Let's see what Griff Jenkins has to say here.
Democrats are just going forward with it in later.
I wonder if that's short for Grifford or something. Does anybody know what Griff is a derivative of?
Today, a group of them here on the steps of the High Court will unveil their plan to add the 4 justices. Now, it's going to be led.
Is he drunk right now? Has he been into the whiskey? That's the song that I'm singing. Listen to him. He's slurring this morning.
President's 36-person, 6-month commission to study packing the court.
Study packing the court?
Democrats are just going forward with it.
Democrats just going forward with it.
And later today, a group of them here on the steps of the High Court will unveil their plan to add the 4 justices. Now, it's
to add the 4 justices. This is not how. I hope he's okay. Can someone check Grifford and see if he's having a stroke?
It's going to be led by Senators.
Can you smell toast?
Ed Markey, and then Congressman.
They have him stationed at a diner, so.
Jerry Nadler, chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, along with Hank Johnson and Mondaire Jones, and they're going to bring the total number, move it from 9 to 13. Now, here's the
why? Why are you doing this? I know the answer, by the way. See if any of you know the answer. Do you know why the Democrats in the House are pushing this balancing the court deal?
Makeup of our court, just so everyone's clear about it. There are 9 justices, and you've got 6 conservatives.
9 justices. I think that's just the way he says justices.
Barrett, Kavanaugh, Gorsuch, Alito, Thomas, and of course the Chief Justice Roberts. There's 3 liberals, Sotomayor, Kagan, and Breyer. Now, President Biden's sudden change of
Breyer's the one we always forget.
Heart on this issue about packing the court is a far cry from his views when he was, in the 80s, a senator on the Senate Judiciary Committee.
No, he's drunk. A senator on the Senate Judiciary Committee. Griff, are you all right?
And even as a candidate last October. Watch.
It was a.
I don't know how you can be drunk and nail all the names of the Supreme Court justices like that. He just boom, 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 boom. These are the conservatives. Boom, boom, boom. He's not. He's fine. He just says justices strangely. But if it's like anything else, like Calgary or Toronto, etc. If you live in a place, if you're constantly doing those words, you start to shorten them. Nobody says Toronto and lives. Nobody says Calgary and lives in Calgary. So.
Bonehead idea. It was a terrible, terrible mistake to make.
They'll know my opinion of court packing when the election is over. There's never been a court
Don't call it court packing. It's about messaging. Anyway, they won.
appointment once an election begun.
And make no mistake, this is clearly a progressive dream to take this action, but conservatives, Republicans are staunchly opposed last night.
Because they're in power right now. Yeah.
The former White House Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows, had this to say.
Oh, good. The former White House Chief of Staff. What do you think?
They've gone so far left. They've gone from incompetent behavior to intentional behavior. Americans are...
That makes no sense at all. But surprisingly, Hannity is showing footage of the protests.
Sick of it.
Wow, that's some great camera work right there. That's the best that they've got. That's the footage of the protests. You show stuff like that, that just represents chaos. I gotta go.
Now, the bill, I've got an advanced copy of it here. It's literally like 2 paragraphs, simply changes it from that 9 to 13. Is it going anywhere? Well, it's going to have a high bar.
It has no power
to cross, because in the Senate, where it's split 50-50, you would have to have 60 votes, not 51, to change the makeup of the Supreme Court. Brian, Pete Ainsley?
Oh, not only if you still have the filibuster at 60 votes.
All right, thank you so much, Griff. Yeah, that will make it 6 conservatives and 7 liberals if they do pack the court. Let's bring in Jonathan Turley, George Washington University law professor and Fox News contributor. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. They just have the foot on the pedal, right? They know they have about a year and a half until midterms. They're just trying to shove everything through quickly. What happened to this 6-month study?
Well, this is about as subtle as a B-52 run. I mean, it is an astonishing act. It dispenses with any pretense of principle. It's just a raw muscle.
It doesn't. There's no power behind it. It's okay. It's Biden's decision.
Play.
Even if they get the bill through, even if it passes through, the president gets to decide whether to sign it or not. It can't pass through, by the way. This is just a waste of time. Did anybody answer why they're doing this? Cashola, money. It's a fundraising effort. Both sides do this. Nobody is innocent. They'll be able to send out fundraising emails. It's time to reform the Senate. It's time to balance the power in the United States. The people have spoken. Help us get this done. Would you like to contribute $5, $25, $100 for new skate blades? Did you guys see this? Just in case, I'm going to show you guys one more time before we leave. I got to get going here. Allison Skateboard sent in some money. Look at that. This goal courtesy of Allison Skateboard. Schwang. So pretty. The blades and Allison's avatar. This is Allison. See how pretty Allison is? Look at that. Hold on. Oh, that's terrible. Look at that. That's it. Oh, wait a second. Do you guys know each other? Here, wait. There, look at that. Look how pretty Allison is. Bye-bye, Allison Skateboard. Okay, speaking of bye-byes, it's time for me to go. I got to get ready for Netsing with the ladies. So everybody have a great day. Hopefully I'll be able to jump on here a little bit later and talk to you guys as well. Lots of things going on in the world. We'll talk coronavirus later, maybe, if I come on later. I'm going to try and figure out how to broadcast, because at this point, this is just terrible. Cut that out. Is that a reference to the fact that there are 2 knives edge on these blades? There are, or you just don't want to be in front of in front of Ainsley. I wouldn't either. Ainsley seems like a perfectly wonderful human being, I guess. She just says singing. Like I couldn't spend a lot of time with her, because at some point I would start singing, and she would say, and I'd say, why are you pronouncing the G? That's not a hard G. A G is never hard, unless you're Griff Jenkins, I suppose. I don't know. Good luck. Thank you very much, Stephanie. Thank you very much to Stephanie. I think that might be your new name. Speaking of being drunk, speaking of whiskey, guys, be good today, and we will see you a little later on today. I will, hey, if you guys want to know about producer Joanna's knees, maybe she'll be in here later today. I don't know. I'll ask her. She will probably come and watch the tennis match. The place where it's at, the ladies' yard, she's got a wonderful yard, just a beautiful yard, and there are orange trees, I don't know, lemon trees, possibly, I know there's a blood orange tree, and this gazebo where you can sit and just watch the tennis happening. And I bet you that producer Joanna shows up, puts her feet up, her knees up, and watches the game. So if she does, I'll ask her if she wants to talk about her knees later in the day. She got the vaccines in both knees all at once. And just like the other kinds of vaccines, she has to go back and they'll put more knee juice in later or something. I don't know. I don't really listen when she talks. So we will see you guys later on today, maybe. And if not, then definitely tomorrow. Tomorrow, don't forget, we've got Pluto TV movie night, where producer Joanna gets to pick the movie because it's her birthday. If you guys see at random today, tell her happy birthday, Boxing Day. Her birthday was yesterday. And we will see everybody later. So happy you can't keep up with the credits now, Kevin. I know. I can't. Maybe I'll do the credits later today. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. No one's complained about the credits. So there's been very little incentive for me to do that. Speaking of incentive, I got to go. I got to get ready to go play Netsing and stuff. See you guys later. Have a great day. Thanks for being the friends and facts and friends. No, Chris, we talked about nothing for the last 40 minutes. So you missed nothing. Chris, here's what you missed. Just for Chris. See if Chris can figure this out. Chris, who's that? See that little picture right there? See that face? Who's that? Who's that? All right, guys. I will talk at you later. Bye-bye. I'm just waiting because if I press the stop button on the software, it'll stop like 2 seconds before I send it. So then I have to do this. Goodbye. 1001, 1002 Mississippis, 1000.